파이롤에서 일할 자신 있어?
파이러링? 이거 뭔데? 베스트 바디 웍스네 그거.
아주버님 좋아하는 브랜드.
일단 찍어봐. 찍어. 일단 다 찍어봐. 아 지금 파트타임을 구하고 있는데 인디드나 이런 데 안 올라오는 공고가 있는 것 같아서 지금 집 근처에 몰 돌아다니면서 파트타임 해볼 만한 게 뭐가 있을까 보고 있습니다. 아날로그식으로 돌아다니면서 여기 학교 근처라 가지고 애 쇽 넣고 딱 출근하면 되는데 쇽 닥톡
올드맵이 세일한다.
들어가보죠. 야 쇼핑하러 온 건 아닌데. 아니 언제까지 그럴 거고 지금 내가 파트타임 보려고 온 건데 지금 애를 픽업하기 전에 이제 지금 인파슨 면접에 왔어요. 아씨 떨려. 나 또 머릿속에 아무것도 기억이 안 나는데.
가자마자 5분 만에 돌아오는 거 아니지?
이 커피가 녹고 난 다음에 올 것인가 녹기 전에 올 것인가. 아 떨려. 나 갔다 올게.
잘 듣고 와서 후기 좀 얘기해 줘.
알겠어.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Have a seat.
Thank you.
We'll tell you about the company, and then we'll tell you about the position, and then we'll see about your experience and what you're looking for.
Oh yes.
So we are a home care agency. So the HRCSR. So basically, the HRCSR. There's a couple of main responsibilities. Payroll, weekly payroll. So the caretakers, right? They do timesheet. They punch in and out, or however you want to say it, by the phone, right? So they can use the patient's phone.
Yes.
Or they can do the timesheets. If they
Yes.
do the timesheets, they could email it, they could drop it downstairs, they could fax it. So this position requires, you have to be very detailed oriented, right? So you have to make sure all the caregivers are submitting their time cards, however method they do it. We don't want a caretaker not to get paid. This position isn't submitting the payroll, they're just ensuring that they receive the time card and that there's like a start time and an end time. In addition to that, it's overseeing cases, right? This position is for the home care part. So
Yes.
the HRCSR coordinator is that liaison between the patient, the insurance company, and the caretaker.
Oh, yes.
Okay? And another part is following up on authorizations from the insurance company, and that's really, really important because the insurance company is going to say what we can and cannot do. So if the insurance company is giving us authorization to provide additional services, we have to make sure that we're really on top of that and that patient gets the services.
Yes.
Do you have any questions so far?
So I just take care of the patient for Korean, or
Only
Mostly Korean. Mostly
Oh,
Korean.
yes.
Yes, mostly Korean. You might get one or two English, so that, but there will be mostly Korean.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know anything about the home service industry? Have you heard anything?
I've never
about-
heard.
You never heard.
Yes.
Okay, this is where the family member takes care of the patient,
Yes.
and they get paid for it. They get paid through the Medicaid to the insurance company. So
Yes.
we always have to have the authorization from the insurance company so that we could pay out. The
Yes.
caregiver does not need a license, but they need to do their annual drug test every year. So
Yes.
we, as the position you're applying for, has to always keep track
Yes.
of authorization, keep tracks of caregivers annual. So there are a lot of things are at the same time you're receiving phone calls.
Yes.
At the same time you're doing the report. So
Yes.
you will be multitasking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you need to be able to time manage.
Yes.
You need to also know what is important to do first.
Oh, yes.
As long as you know how to multitask, organize, prioritize what is important, the
Yeah.
work is not difficult.
Oh yes.
So I see a lot of your experience is like web design,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Is that where your ultimate goal? Like, what do you want to do?
So you mean here in the USA?
Yeah.
I experienced in working like customer service and web design,
Okay.
and also merchandise manager in the Korean company.
Okay.
So I could be working about the multiple cases.
Okay.
And
How is your computer skills? Are you comfortable with Office? Are you comfortable with I know you do like web design, right?
Yes.
Which to me is a lot of online stuff.
Yes.
But what about the actual like programs like Excel and like how to open a file, how to close the file, all of that stuff? Is that something you're comfortable doing?
Oh yeah, of course, because
Okay.
I've already had a certificate for Excel,
Oh, okay.
but it's from Korea.
Okay, good.
I think you should probably. I know because you have a computer background, and
Yes.
I'm sure you know. But I think she's probably asking because now
Yes.
everything is computerized. You
Yes.
need if you know how to navigate your internal system,
yes.
like the drive, saving, filing.
yeah.
Because we do a lot of filing.
Oh yeah.
I call it old school.
So I am sure you have no problem with
Yes.
navigating the system.
No problem.
Yeah.
What makes you want to work in healthcare? What made you apply to the position when you saw it?
Because I've been passionate about language and helping others.
Okay.
Because I just understand the challenges people face when they struggle to communicate due to various language barriers. So I really want to help them because I know it's really hard to struggle here without English.
Okay.
My question is because you did mostly web designing, which
Alright.
means that you don't really communicate, you don't really work with the people, right? Because it's more of like internet, but like via emails
Yeah.
or you're just talking with maybe one client to do the designing.
Yes.
Now we have a team of 12 people that you need to work with.
Oh yes,
You'll be constantly on the phone
yes,
because they'll be calling you with a problem. They're calling you for you to resolve. They're just calling just because they got nothing else to do. So your customer service, I don't know because I don't see much experienced customer
yes.
service. It is might be a little too much because you don't really interact with people.
hmm
How do you think if you never, I don't know if you're a people person or if you're just like working your own with
Yes.
just a computer, do you think you're up to working with a bunch of people and customer service?
Oh yeah, actually, I last company, one of my position was customer service also, because I was an online seller team, so I had various positions. But if there's no employee failed or quit the job, I have to handle that. So customer
You
service,
would get like calls from.
yes, calling.
Tell me about somebody that called that was really, really upset and how you handled that.
Oh, yes. So if the customer was upset about the product issue, so I first listen carefully, and then just apologize, and then solve the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, with the customer.
What if you couldn't solve the problem and then the customer is, very irate and angry and yelling and screaming?
First, I just listen carefully. So if they say all things, and then I just say an answer about that issue or complaints. Yeah, and then I just find the best way how to solve this problem.
Did you get a lot of unhappy?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
What was the most complaint or the call that you remember that it's stuck in your head? I'm like, oh, I remember this.
I'll never forget.
Yeah. Can you like tell us about that? The conversation or the incident or the call?
Oh, no problem. Yes, I can do.
Yeah. So
No, like what was the time?
What was it?
Tell me
It's
like your
from
worst
job,
experience.
Worse than the best. It could be worse than the best. But what it was a memorable phone call that you got that you can never forget.
One of the customer called me. So the product sent the product the wrong way. So he couldn't get the wrong time.
Okay.
Yeah, so he called me really upset. So first I just listened carefully, and then I just sent a product and plus on one more product. I just offer my boss, and then
So you gave him extras to make him happy.
right.
And
It's interesting.
okay. And that's the most memorable the phone call that you got.
Yes.
Did you have any questions for us?
So, oh sorry, I forgot.
All right, I actually have-
Nervous.
I know, don't be. And I have one more question. In hearing about this position and
Yeah.
and I telling all these different things, what do you think would be a challenge for you? Listening to everything we've said, where do you see, because if you're hired, everybody that's new, there's always challenges. What do you think would be a challenge for you should we move forward with you?
Oh, actually, I was just lonely. Even I have a family and live together, but moved to the USA since 2022, and then I had to take care of my babies. I really wanted to work, office job or other job. I really wanted, because I just worked whole my life in Korea.
Yeah.
But here, so
How
fine.
do you think you're going to adjust? Because I'm sure it's different. Sorry. So my next question is going to be, because that's a good point. How are you going to adjust?
So you listen to what she said. You listen to what I say.
Yes.
So you now have some kind of idea about the job.
Yes.
So now, let's say if you get hired
Yes.
and you join us, what will be the most difficult part? Because you said you haven't not been working here in the United States for
Never,
2
yeah.
years, right? So, and knowing the description of the job, when you join us, and when and if, what do you think will be the most difficult challenge? What will be something that you're going to say, oh my God, how am I going to do this?
Oh,
Yeah, maybe I'm not familiar about the English name.
Okay.
It's a little bit difficult for me to
Okay.
remember the English name.
That's fine, because we do have a lot of Koreans or Chinese have a problem with the American names.
I do too.
names.
No, with the English names.
With the
I
English
do too. Don't worry.
So yeah, okay. So do you think that would be the most difficult part about getting?
yeah, maybe.
Okay. And should we hire you? What is your availability to start
Next week.
next week?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any questions.
I don't have it. So,
I
do you
miss
have any
your work.
questions for us?
No.
Okay.
30분 만에 왔어. 어땠어?
아, 긴장되는. 근데 HR 전화 면접 보는 것보다 좀 덜 긴장했어. 얼굴 보고 좀 이렇게 차분한 상태에서 두 분이랑 면접을 봤는데 이제 한 분은 거의 미국인 약간 백인 분이셨고
응.
한 분은 중국 분이셨어.
한국 사람 없었고?
없었어.
아니 한국 플루언시를 그럼 어떻게 확인하려고?
그거 확인 안 해. 이 업무에 대해 설명하고 근데 너는 여기 경험이 없는데 괜찮겠냐 뭐 이런 질문들. 심지어 내가 이제 A를 물어봤어. 근데 좀 말을 열심히 해주고 싶어서 A를 설명하기 위해서 A 전 단계를 쭉 설명하고 이제 A를 설명하려고 하는데 끊더니 요점을 말하라고. 너무 힘들었어.
네.
이 업무에 네가 일을 하게 됐을 때 제일 어려운 게 뭘 것 같아 했을 때 영어라고 말하고 싶었지만 이 프로젝트가 금요일 결과를 보고 3탄이 나올지 안 나올지 금요일 결과에 따라서 이 프로젝트는 이번에 끝날 수도 있습니다.
제발.
아 모르겠어. 나는 내가 대답할 수 있는 거에 최선을 다했어.
응, 잘했어. 바이바이. 마무리.
영상을 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 근데 얼음이 아직 안 녹았네. 오래 가네.
먹지 말라 그래서 한 입도 안 먹고 기다리고 있었다.